starting from zero at 20 years old with entrepreneurship. This is my journey of Sage Consultation. And for me, it all started last year. Um, Last year, I just started doing this thing, consulting thing. I had quite a few failed companies before this. Some I just quit out of, and others just straight up flopped. But this one, this is the one. Yeah, but this one started a bit different. I had a little bit more education in my back pocket. I'm talking about self education. Read about 20 books at this stage of the game. Um, Read, watch business content every single day, about an hour a day when I'm doing reading and watch podcasts, stuff like that. So I had a little bit of knowledge in the tuck, to say the least. And with that, I had the wisdom to start for free. And that's the first little nugget, right? Starting from zero, start at zero. Start from zero at zero. And just find ways to give away your skill for free. And I know that sounds like not a big accomplishment, but understand that again, I came to this game as someone who had businesses before. I had done personal training where I was in great physical condition myself, and I wanted to kind of do that for other people. And when I tell you that it was a struggle, even trying to get people to do that for free, like that, like that's when you know, that's the real pain, and that's what really gets you to know as much as I know today. Is that sting of knowing that you have this skill, you can transfer this skill, you have proof that you can get this skill to yourself, and you just need proof that you can get this skill to other people, and your life will be complete, and you can't even get people to try your stuff for free. That's a part of what really incited the deeper seeking for knowledge. And so through that deeper seeking for knowledge, you find out what warm outreach is. You find out that it is a good idea. Contrary, as complicated as this may sound, it's a good idea to start with people you actually know, people who actually know you. Start with your friends. Start with, yeah, like people who already do this thing, who may need some assistance. Period. That's it. And you start doing it for them for free. Uh, Took me a while to figure that out, about 2 years. um, but yeah, you do that, you get the ball rolling, and you realize that in that you begin to find different types of avatars, because you don't only have one type of friend. Hopefully you have different types of friends in different industries, and then within that you can find who actually uses your service the most, who needs your service the most. And it is in that finding of the ideal avatar. It is, you're basically looking for product market fit, right? Whether you're in services or products, it's the same. Which is, you're looking for a market to fit what you are giving. And I talked earlier about my basic fundamental belief when it comes to marketing, is that there are people out there who need your service, they just don't know that you exist. And so, on the journey to getting them to know you exist, first we need to gather the proof. We need to work on the offer. You need to be able to make what you have to give compelling. You need to be able to make a compelling offer, an offer no one could refuse, you know, and to do it for free thereafter. That may be adding to the resistibility. So you come through, you do that, or I did that, and then from there I transitioned into paying, into getting the people paying. So it's my process for it. I gotten from my mentor Alex and Rosie is, you just change the price from zero to whatever you want to charge. And here's the thing: with the people who are already on, you kind of grandfather them in. You kind of, just like, as a token of my appreciation, as a token of respect to you, taking the risk at the time when I had no experience, um, to extend my gratitude, and give them, like, maybe, I don't know, like a 50% off for a month, or for their first month they get 50% off, or whatever the case is, depending on obviously the size of your thing as well. And especially in my circumstance, which is I'm doing a service, and that's in a recurring based business. So the basically it's like a subscription base where you pay monthly. Versus if you were just selling one off products, then you can just increase the price basically, because they'll just come through and the price will be different, and that's just that. But you could always, kind of grandfather them in as well. Maybe give them a couple percent discount off their first couple of purchases. So there's no one size fits all to these things, but you can kind of navigate with these like frames of thinking. And so yeah, I did that. Grandfathered a couple of people in, started actively looking for new clients at this new price point. Boom, managed to land a couple, managed to land, well, more than a couple, but um, this is not this is where the problem starts. It's not where they end. um, yeah, they say, what is it? More money, more problems. I have very little money, but yeah, the amount of problems that it comes with. I'm joking, obviously. So basically, what happens is, as you get this new demographic, what happened for me is, as I got this new demographic and I realized that this is cool and this is awesome, and I sort of like niche down, and I'm still trying to find that product market fit. I'm readjusting and doing this and doing that, and trying to figure out who's for me and who am I for, you know and so I'm kind of getting into it now, with the marketing and sales, and figuring out that, okay, this is what I'm good at, this is what people need, what else would I need, and that's what begot the next chapter, right? Is after I got these paying clients, I thought to myself, man, I could just keep going at this rate. I literally could just keep going like this, and I would, if I work really aggressively and things go my way, I can land maybe, say, 10 consistent clients. Say if I landed 10 consistent clients, then for me at that time that would have been like 10,000 collectively with all of them. If I got all of them to pay by some miracle, then that would go from, yeah, that's 10K. That's just me, right? 10K, just me by myself, like nothing else to the element, just consulting people, hopping on calls, doing this and that. And that's cool. And that's what you'll find about Mabuti by Tanuyans. That's what you'll find that black people have a tendency of doing, right? Is they will very brilliantly come up with something that is a vehicle, that is an opportunity, to create some sort of cash flow, and their thinking will be limited to self, limited to what can I do, what can I benefit from what I'm doing, right? Outside of obviously the customer first. Like if you don't put the customer first, then you won't have a business to begin with, right? But even when they do have a business, it's always, okay, I'm in. You get what I'm trying to say? Okay, and there's this level of complacency that comes with that. Now, here's where, again, the self education, this and that, kind of differentiates me. Here's the differentiator. Is I was thinking, okay, listen, if we expand this, boom, I could be making like 100,000 a year, right? Okay. Now here's the thing: 100,000 a year, decent. 2021 this year, all right. But for the same level of effort when it comes to actually acquiring customers, for the same marketing and sales, for the same acquisition, which is based, that's what my actual job is, right? Is acquisition. Is I help people to acquire and sell more customers. All right. That's the kind of consulting that I do. Cool. For the same level of acquisition, I could be making 10K a customer. But the difference would be that 10K wouldn't be just for me. But pay attention to the fact that I just 10x'd the price. So then the question, like in my mind at this time, it's not really, I hadn't really done anything yet, but in my mind, I've 10x the value of this thing, and I'm gonna go for a different, bigger avatar. But then the question becomes, how do I 10x the value? Like, I 10x the price, how do I 10x the value? How do I actually make this appealing to this bigger sort of customer? And then I thought to myself, oh, people who won't have a proper client acquisition channel typically won't have a website either, or any sort of graphic design, or any sort of ways that they're looking to gain more customers, right? Then I'm like, okay, cool. Then let me just add that. And so I went, looking for developers, landed a few developers, this, that, and the third. Cool. So now that we have this thing, it was this 1,000 rand thing. Now it's a 10,000 rand thing, and there are other people in the equation. It's like, okay, then I run into a situation where obviously I'm going through it, I'm working leads, but at the same time I need to make sure that the team is ready, ready and set so that I can just launch some customers at them and boom, 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 right? So I'm talking to developers, and I talked about this in my last video. I was talking to a developer, and I basically my the price that I had internally got reset, right? He shifted the earth from underneath me when I found out that he was getting paid 8 times what I'd be getting paid per customer at the job that he's doing right now in the US. So just due to the price conversion or the currency conversion, this and that, I found that out, and then I realized like, raw, you know what? There's there's more to it than what I'm doing. So basically, at from 1K to 10, the unlock for me was thinking, oh, this is the same amount of effort. I just need to get a team behind me, and it will literally cost me the same in terms of sweat equity to get customers, but the customers will be worth more. And then instead of the company, and now you see now it's not thinking of instead of me making no instead of the company making 100,000 a year. If we get 10 customers of these, we could be making closer to a million or over a million. But that'll be the company that's making that. It won't be just me. And I think that's the level where most people get stuck, and that's the trap that I want you to avoid. Is not to be limited to that thinking, right? And so when I bumped into this developer, he made me realize that perhaps there was a limit to the thinking that I was doing as well, which is in terms of the value that I'm able to provide. In my mind, I was like, okay, this is it for now, right? I was like, this is it for now, and it wouldn't make sense to like bump up the price even further or to whatever. I'm like, listen, at this price point, if I can just get customers in and they can kind of deliver on the website side, I can deliver on driving the traffic. Everyone leaves happy. We're in, baby, and we'll be making K, right? Cool. So what he made me realize is like, damn, there's more cake to be made. Do you get what I'm trying to say? There's more cake to be made, but more importantly, there's more value to be given. You get what I'm trying to say? I was like, I'm on this can't be the extent, and without adding a new product is very important. Without adding a new product line or like saying I do marketing sales and accounting or marketing sales and no, what can I add to this marketing and sales to increase the value, right? What else do people need when they are marketing and trying to sell their thing? And so I added a photography element now. I talked to a good friend of mine who's a photographer, that I just met at the gym one day. It's just the people that we meet along this journey, and so it's very important, right? Even though I started this with the context of no network, it is no network within the context of business, but you must realize that there are people that you know, period, in your life that could be doing certain things for you. You just need to have the courage to like reach out to them and actually have this conversation. At the end of the day, we're all humans. We all want certain things done, and for example, the people who come to me who are actually paying me for consultation is because they need what I can do, and I can do it, period. There are no if, ands, or buts. There's no color to it. There's no biases. There's nothing. It's I need this. You can do this. Boom. You get what I'm trying to say? And so when recruiting people, it's that same approach. Like, hey, can you do this? You know what I'm saying? And then we had that conversation. I'm like, boom. I literally added nothing to the price thus far. I'm just really just trying to provide as much value as I possibly can at this current price point, or rather, it's not at the current price point. There's a 2x. There's a 20K package, and it is in that one that I included the element of photography and videography, this, that, and the third. I mean, you can look up. It's actually my brother. I'll plug him right now. It's Lonabo Nene. It's LHN Productions. You can actually catch there's a video that he took of me back in my rugby days. I don't know why I'm plugging this, but I have. He took me back in my rugby. It's the most viewed video on his channel. You can just LHN Productions and most popular. And three of the most popular videos on his thing are actually videos of mine. And there are people that are more established that were on that same channel talking about very relevant things in very relevant ways, and yet my videos outperformed. The reason for that, I have no idea. I don't know. I guess I was just flexing. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, in the 20K package, we kind of added that as an element of value, because before it was you get the full access to the tech stack. So if you maybe want to like have an app developed, to make your serving your customers easier, if you want to, like a whatever, bro, like Uber tweets or or whatever, then yeah, we could do that. We could rock and roll. But then I thought, like I was thinking of that, and I was like, but it's really, it works more as a price anchor, which is when you have something that's worth 20,000, you have something that's worth 10,000, something that's worth 2K. The 2K thing seems a lot more reasonable, right? And then I have something with 100,000, which is just the 10,000 one paid in full, so you get 20% off. But you need those things, right? Those price anchors, stuff like that. So anyway, in current stage, that's where we're at. I mean, that's a conversation that I had last weekend, with a brother of mine, and he said, "Yeah, bro, let's rock and roll. I can do that for you, And so that's really really where we're at right now. Is we're trying to crack into that next thing, you know. And yeah, it really was a light bulb moment. I was like, "Ooh, this is the next thing." But all of that side, all of that aside, right? All of those, you can say ego metrics aside. If we talk about the real and what it actually really looks like, and this is in any business, bro. What it actually really looks like is you are delivering to customers, you are getting more customers. Period. That's business. You get what I'm trying to say? So, and it's not. I'll be completely honest with you. It's not the most entertaining work ever. Delivering on the customers can be fantastic. For me, it feels fantastic, right? If I'm busy like having this conversation and someone's actually really genuinely like getting things from it, retaining the things, utilizing the things, and acting, that right there could change that person's life. You get what I'm trying to say? And so that's really cool to me. Is it feels like I'm starting to make the impact that I'm trying to have, like on a broader scale. But first, I'm finding again the value, right? I'm finding the value in it, and as per my mentor's wise words, you want to take a top down approach to business. But before you do that, it's finding that product market fit, finding what it is that you can do, and then I'm basically trying to pull the slingshot as much as I possibly can. And so first I pulled it because I'm doing the things for free, and then I add the pay, and then I add the paywall, and then I 10x the price, and then now I'm adding a little bit of a value stack, and so I'm just literally trying to figure out what this animal can do. Like, what can this machine do? How far can it go? How far can it push? And what can I make it so that I can literally land one client and change lives forever? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's the point that I'm trying to get it to. I'm trying to change it on one line to where, like there may be like an existing bigger business in South Africa that already has someone who's doing certain things for them. And I'm like, listen, that's some granddad stuff that they're doing there, bro. I mean, it's myself, it's my marketing and sales team. It's my marketing and sales skills. I got the man them who are ready to freaking deploy with the AI, with the websites, with the graphic design, with this and that. And I got my man who's ready to do the photography and the filming for whatever copywriting I do for the ads that and whatever else. So I'm really just trying to stack it up and just pull and just pull and just pull. So entrepreneurship at this age is, especially starting again from nothing, starting from essentially nothing, really. If you go back to August last year, this very channel had 98, 98 odd subscribers, and by the end of the year, I had more than 300. Had done over 150K views, and that's because I came in with a strategy, which was I'm just gonna work really hard. I'm just gonna do volume. Why? Because I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna do it really really hard until until we kind of figure out where we're going with this thing, and so in so doing, that same logic kind of applies to business in a sense, which is your first hypothesis is more than likely going to be incorrect. Which is my first hypothesis was, bro, consultation sounds dope, bro. Consulting sounds dope. I just get to talk to people the whole day. Sign me up. You get what I'm trying to say? But in reality, there's a lot more to it. Which was, you know what? Consulting is cool, and it is definitely always going to be a part of the services that we provide, right? It is going to be our lower ticket offering. But there's a lot more to actually executing this thing than having information. And mind you, most entrepreneurs are in the stage where they're not taking action, and it's not because they don't know what to do, they're just not doing it. And so, if I can create an offer, if I can create a package, a situation where it would be as convenient as possible to do it than not to do it, then that would be very, very compelling, and that would be worth a lot to a lot of people. And the thing about making business efficient is it not only aids, say for okay, say the most selfish base level is, oh bro, you're just in it for you. It's like, yeah, I am in it for me, because the more I build me up, the more I can build the companies up. The more I build the company up, the more it can service its customers. And so in real life, in real time, I'm impacting, especially the bigger the company that I work with, the bigger the impact that I can have, and the bigger I am, the bigger the. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Do you see how it all feeds into each other, into this one big kumbaya circle where money's being made. Um, and so I will never for a day say that I'm not in this for the money. I'm not in this for the accolades. I will never for a day um, say that I'm not in it for that. But understand that for me, that doesn't, like, I can't get up in the morning, and I said this in the last video, probably the video before that, because I actually genuinely mean it. Ferraris don't get me up in the morning. Mansions don't get me up in the morning, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be waking up. I'm gonna be sleeping and waking up, chief. That's whether it's in the softest bed you've ever slept in your life or on the floor, bro. I'm gonna have to wake up and do something, right? And so the thing that I'm doing has to pull me to the point where I'm willing to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning every single day, and willing to hit those marks when it comes to the post, willing to, like, I'm willing to just hammer away. And I'm not perfect. There are those days where I miss my alarm. There are those days where I sleep a bit later, so I set the alarm to 7 instead of 5. Like this morning, getting over a bit of something. I wasn't sick because I don't get sick, but there was a little bit of something going on with the nose and congestion and all that stuff. But we're getting over that, and we're rocking and rolling. And the thing is, you don't get to this point, you don't get to the stage fueled by materialism, because when materialism fuels you, you'll stop. So for me, there's a much bigger, broader vision, which is outside of Sage Consultation. Like, once we have taken over South Africa, I'm gonna try and take over the continent. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I'm gonna try and be the biggest firm for growing businesses in Africa. Like, that's big goal, big vision. So I in the morning, I don't get up because I want a Ferrari. I get up in the morning because when I become the type of man who has that Ferrari, the type of man who can afford that Ferrari on my mission, I will be at a point where I have created tons and tons of value for people all over the continent. You see what I'm trying to say? So we can use these things and these numbers and this and that as kind of benchmarks, but if you need a reason to get, like, if you want a reason to get up in the morning, or if you want to not need a reason to get up in the morning, then the mission itself should pull you. Like, yo, we all have a lot of willpower, bro. I have a lot of willpower. I'm sure most of the people watching this have a ton of willpower because they've managed to get this far in the video. So I commend you for your strength. And ultimately, although we are these people with a lot of push is finite. Like I said, even for me with all my push, there are those days where I just can't be bothered. And the reason why I do bother anyway is because the dream is so big, it pulls me. Is because when I can't do, like, if I can't do it for me, then I need to steer the ship for the sake of that kid. You get what I'm trying to say? For the sake of that African kid that has a huge dream that's going to change the world one day. In order to be the giant on which's shoulders that kid can stand, then I need to get up every single day, and I need to do my thing, you know. And so, yeah, starting from zero, man, it's not cute. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but life very rarely is. is when it comes to the daily, it's quite monotonous work. Um, but there's this adage that I always go back to, which is those who can do without seeing the results that they're doing um, can master the universe. You know, the it's about those feedback loops, right? It's about the like the dopamine hits or whatever. So the person who is the least productive, or the person who can do the smallest things, is someone who needs to be rewarded immediately for everything they do. And the way that you train your body, the way that you train your mind, the way that you build a massive business is by working now for results that do not now and may not ever come. Because if you started training today, you're not going to start looking good today. Today it's going to hurt. Tomorrow's going to hurt even more, and that day it's going to feel like you're going to die. And then the day before your next workout is the only day when it's going to feel all right. But then you have to go work out again. You get what I'm trying to say? And same thing with the reading, which is you're in like, especially when you're starting, bro. It's mind numbing, it's excruciating. You're like, man, bro, I've been reading this thing every day for an hour, and I'm sick of it, bro. I'm really, really sick of it. And then you get through it, you get to the end, you're like, wow, this book was amazing, and it has changed my life. But damn, now I have to start the next one. you know. So you do need to have a very big pull. You know, if you're gonna start at zero, if you're gonna start with absolutely nothing, except for everything, because it's not really about resources. It's about resourcefulness. You know, if I were to pull back the curtain, then you guys would be, I think, surprised at that. Like, this is reinvested capital. This is a client paid me, and the same day, I went and ordered this, and I got it the next day, and then I started wearing it in the videos like the next Monday. So, like, what I need you guys to understand is it's not that it's not as easy as I'm like. Does it look easy? I hope well. I might be making this look easy. I can't lie, but I'm just here to reassure you that it's not. It's really really not. And what the work actually looks like at this stage of the game, because we have a lot of heroes and mentors and this and that. Like I told you, I have my people. I read the books. I do this and that, and they talk about it, and it's like, ah, yeah, easy for you to say. Well, I'm here now, chewing glass, saying to you that like chewing glass is what it looks like. You know, Elon Musk said entrepreneurship is like staring into the abyss and chewing glass. Because staring into the abyss is, I'm not even sure if this thing is ever going to work out. And then chewing glasses, but I'm going to work my butt off right now as if it is going to, because that's the only way it's going to work. So yeah, like chewing glass, bro, in terms of like actual literal speak, or like, yeah, like actual literal speak, never mind that figure of speech was chewing glass. What it actually really looks like is I need to go out there and I need to hunt, I need to find customers, I need to constantly be on the lookout, and I'm not going to be rewarded for it for a very long time. Like, I'm gonna reach out to hundreds, thousands of companies before one of them says, "Sure, we'll do your little thing. We'll take your little thingamabob for a spin." And then that's the one thing that I need that's gonna change my life, because I'm not only gonna deliver, I'm gonna over deliver, and I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna bring like literally everything that was done in preparation for that will all be worth it in that moment, because that's the moment that's really going to change everything until the next moment. It's the moment that can change everything, and then you do it, and then you're in it, and then once you're in it doing it, you're like, fuck, this is exactly the same as. I'm just doing stuff, most. It's just I have a little bit more money in my pocket now, but I'm just doing things, and so you will continue to reach out to more people, and you will continue to go back and deliver. Because that's literally what my life looks like right now, day to day. Is I'm literally just trying to reach out to people, reach out. I'm delivering on this side, making sure that the clients that I have already are secure. They're doing the things. They're doing what they have to do. Okay, cool. Are you doing it? Is your business growing? Are you getting sales? Are you doing this and that? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Back to working on my own business, which is getting customers. There are only two things you can do to grow a business: get more customers, make those customers worth more. And I've say like making the customers worth more is doing that deep work, that thinking of what can I do to increase the value of this entire thing, right? Cool. And then on the other side of it, it is okay, let's just get more, right? Let's get more, let's get more, let's get more, let's get more. And in that process of getting more, it's realizing that your strike rate is going to be really low, especially in the beginning, because you literally you know of what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You've never done it before. You get what I'm trying to say? And so the person is taking a risk, but it is a calculated risk. And calculated risks are like in order to be the first to do anything, you need to have taken calculated risk. You need to take the swing. You need to take the chance. That's how big things are done, right? And so to cap it all off, if you're gonna start from zero, you're gonna need some cojones. You're gonna need some. That's what I'm looking for. It's not really gonads, yeah, because males and females both have gonads. You're gonna need some big gonads, bro. And you're gonna need to be willing to trust that it is going to work out in the end. Because I'll tell you this, and this is what I'll leave you with: if you keep learning and you never ever quit, you will win eventually. It is scientifically and mathematically impossible for you not to win if you keep improving and you never stop. With that, I've been Sage, signing out.